Yes, this is your Sunday health sermon with a real priest. I am Jason Priest, so that makes me a real legitimate priest. So you can interpret that how you'd like. People will see this title and be like, "Wait a second, this is just not right." My wife was like, "People are going to take that wrong." You know what? I don't give a shit. How about that? So for all you non-churchgoers out there, I'll drop some health knowledge for you on my Sunday sermon here. I'm thinking about making this a regular Sunday video. It definitely has a good ring to it, doing the Sunday sermon by an actual priest, because not many people can say they're an actual priest and not really be a priest. But I'm a real priest, damn it. So let's talk about some health. You guys, I've posted a few things lately about, today's post was, really about how many Mondays have come and gone where you said you were going to start something fresh on a new week. And I got a lot of feedback on that, because that's obviously a lot of people do that. They set goals for a new week. And I get it. It's a fresh slate. It's kind of like a New Year's resolution. It gives you, mentally you can wrap your head around that. And you think that, starting off fresh on a new week is what's going to make you successful. When in all actuality, if you've been waiting this long and you've been putting something off this long, then most likely you're setting yourself up for failure. And so, ultimately, I've posted before about how I don't believe in New Year resolutions. And because especially when it comes to health, like if you've put something off this long, then what does the turn of a calendar do for you? It's mentally, maybe it's a fresh start, but how is that going to give you any more motivation to start? Like, just because the calendar says 2019, now you're going to actually make some changes? So my whole message here is, really two words that one of my mentors said to me, in something completely not related to health. And it was just two words in one of my favorite videos that I've ever done that's on YouTube now, is just titled, "Why Wait?" And it's one of my favorite videos because I get pretty damn emotional in that video, but I'm very passionate about what I do. And at the end of the day, my question to you would be, why wait? When it comes to your health, you got one body, man. Like, start doing something about it today. There's absolutely no reason to wait for the calendar to turn for you to commit to changes that need to happen now. And so your battle might be completely different from the next person's. You might not have 100 pounds to lose or 50 pounds to lose, but maybe you need to quit smoking, or maybe you need to reduce the amount of drinking that you're doing, or maybe you need to drink more water. Maybe it's something simple. Maybe you just need to get more active, but there's no reason to put that off until the calendar turns, just like a new week. If you're someone that says to yourself, "Well, I'm going to start on Monday," why? Like, why are you waiting for another day? Like, why is a Monday any different from a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday? Like, if it's time to start the shit now, man. Like, it's not rocket science. And I realize, it's a struggle for you mentally, and that's where it all starts, with mindset. But as soon as you make the decision to commit, there's just no reason to wait. Like, if you're in your mind, you've told yourself, "I'm ready to commit and I need to do this now." Like, what's the point in saying, "Well, I'm going to start on Monday"? It just doesn't make sense to me. And it's funny, I'm sitting here telling you guys all this all the while, and any of my new clients that start, I always start them off on a Monday, but my theory is a little bit different there, and that, because usually if I have somebody new starting, I like them to get, one last weekend of some cheat meals and all that kind of stuff in. So it's ironic that I'm sitting here telling you guys this, but my point is, if there's a change that needs to happen, make it happen now. Like, you can sit there and tell yourself all day long that it's going to be easier come Monday because it's the start of a new week, when in all actuality, that's just nonsense. Because if you've waited this long and you've decided it's time for me to do something about my health, it's time for me to, try to quit smoking, or it's time for me to start reducing my drinking, or it's time for me to start increasing my water intake, or whatever it may be for you, your goals, your battles and challenges or struggles are different from everybody else's. But, if it's weight loss, whether you need to lose 10 pounds or whether you need to lose 50 pounds, there's no reason to start on Monday. There's no reason to start on when the calendar flips over to 2019. That doesn't even make sense. And I understand the mental approach there. Well, it's a fresh start. I can buy into that more. But look, I'm telling you right now, speaking from experience, if you start today on a Sunday or you start on a Wednesday, whenever that time comes, whenever that light bulb moment goes off in your mind saying, shit, I need to make this happen and I need to do something now about my health, then why are you going to delay that a few more days or an extra month like we're looking at now for 2019? It doesn't make sense, because the chances that you talk yourself out of it when that time comes are pretty high, because you've already waited this long. So if you have that aha moment where you're like, you know what, it's time, man. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, or I just need to make this shit happen because I'm ready to level up in my health. I know that I can do better for myself. I'm telling you, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, damn, that dude was right. I'm glad I started today, because now I have several days of progress, or maybe I have an entire month of progress, or depending on what time of the year it is, if it's October and you're going to start in 2019, that gives you several months of progress that you would have had in October, but instead you decided to wait until 2019. So New Year's resolutions, like I've touched on this in a video before, but I'm okay, and I even do this for myself. Like 2019 is a new year. Obviously the calendar flips, and I'll have some different goals for 2019. But when it comes to health, like you can't put that off and expect to dive right in 2019. There's a big joke around the fitness world and the gym goer community is that, the gym gets absolutely packed for that first month of the year, and then 90% of those people fall off again, and come February, the gym is open, ready to go, and all the gym goers have all their equipment and machines back because that New Year's rush is over. And so I see it so often, and that's why I'm telling you, man, like, why wait? There's just not a reason to wait. If you start now, you will look back and be so proud of yourself and so happy you did. And I know that you've heard this before. Like, I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's good to hear it from other sources, and even for myself in my own life. Like, there's a lot of things in my own life that it's just nice to hear it from somebody else, because you think you've had these thoughts before. You know that what I'm saying is right. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but ultimately I'm telling you right now, when you look back, you'll be so glad that you committed now versus waiting till the new week or waiting for the calendar to flip. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, my moving forward, if I continue this streak, we'll do the Sunday sermon with a real priest. I mean, again, not many people can call them a priest and actually not be a priest, but I'm really legitimately a priest. So I'm going to continue to bring you guys my Sunday sermon. That's the plan. I'm thinking maybe even I do want to do a podcast in the future. So if you don't rip my name off there, but your last name is most likely not Priest, so I think I'm pretty safe for a little while on that. But I hope you guys got something out of this, man. Like, if you're ready to level up in your health, make it happen now. And I don't care how you go about it. Just start taking steps. Like, there's, and I touch on this a lot, but there's no reason to try to go about it and do a massive overhaul. Just pick one or two things to work on, and they may be easy things. Maybe it's just about drinking some more water. But when you start to work on these small little habits, and you can nail them down as habits, and you get them ingrained into your brain, then you work on the next thing, and it's all about building momentum. Momentum is so big when it comes to health, and really anything in life. If it's your business, your finances, your relationships, momentum is key. When you build momentum, it builds your confidence, and it starts to show you that what you're doing is paying off. You take credit for those small victories, and that's another thing I want to touch real quick on, is that so many people ignore their progress, and so many people don't take credit for the small wins. And I'm telling you right now, I even catch myself doing it sometimes, because if you document your wins every day, or even just mentally write down in your mind that, I did a little bit better with my water intake today, or I did a little bit better with my fruit and vegetable intake today, or you know what? I didn't really want to work out today, but I still got it in. Those are small wins, man, and give yourself a pat on the back for that kind of stuff, because that's just all part of building momentum.